Well, therefore, because I was learning data science, in the part of data science, Python was the part. Okay, and we will learn only basic concepts and minimal of Python. Now, but first we need to learn what is a programming language. What is a program and what is a program? A program is having set of numeric contains variables, strings, tuples, lists, and different things. And with what mode of communication we use to computers like 1 1 1 2 many to 1, there are different, right? In that we will have, while we use mode of communication as a in language, English, Tamil, Telugu, different languages. Whereas same thing we use in the programming languages, a language, English language, and with a, it will convert into binary and it will give like the definition of programming language. The programming language is a language used by humans to give instructions to a computer. You can say differently, like a programming language allows you to communicate instructions to a computer. Whereas this programming language we can use as a specific purpose and general purpose. And we can, everyone will use this print hello world as their first program. You can open your environment and you can run this. You will get hello world. Anyway, that's the, and what is a Python, right? Python is a Python is a programming language that is easy to read, easy to learn, high level, interpreted, general purpose, used to create gen Gen AI models and different projects, right? And we can say differently like Python is a simple, readable, high-level programming language widely used in data science, ANML, data science, AIML, and automation tools. Automation. Where, for example, if you give a name Raja and print name, then it will print the name. This one it will print. Where where this will be different case. Python exam and where you can see Python code is close to English normal English level, which makes beginners friendly. That's why it is easy to read and easy to learn, and it is high level language. It will be general purpose. Um, a high level language is easier for humans to understand, right? Like it helpful, so it helpful to write a simple and easy code. It makes code much easier. And you can see actually a lady in 1934 who created this coding, right? She was, I mean, not Python, coding language, like coding, what is coding? For mathematical expressions to make the easy to get the answers of mathematical from the mathematical expressions. So here x is equal to 10 and x is equal to 20. Then it will be print x plus y. So it will give output as 30. Then we don't need to try directly manage computer CPU. Instructions. For example, use Python, Java, JavaScript, C++, different. And low level languages are mission level languages and assembly level languages. A low level language is closer to computer hardware. And where the high level language can see understand helpful, right? There is one more thing. This high level language is easy for humans to read and understand alphabetic and so low level language is closest to how computers operate, symbols, everything. And it is simple difference. High level human friendly, low level machine friendly. That was the thing. And compiler. A compiler translates a program into a form that the computer can execute, generally before the execution. In Java, it was compiler was the most important. The Java will run any code in any platform, Linux, Windows. Their interpreter and compiler puts major efforts. Their compiler translates the program into from which the computer can execute generally for execution. Examples: compile language C, C++. This is simple. It translates the program before execution. That's all. Their interpreter executes the instructions step by step. See, you can see an interpreter executes the program instruction through an interpreter environment rather than producing a traditional standard machine code executable first. Python is commonly described as interpreted language. Okay, and you can see simple idea like Python code. It goes to interpreter and it gets executed. That's all. The advantages of this identity are slow. I mean, there is a disadvantage in interpreter also. It was slow. And where you can see the programming styles. Their program and Python supports multiple programming approaches, including functional programming and object-oriented programming. Uh, like the program, what is functional program? Like the program is organized around functions that are operations on data. And for example, def add a comma b and then a and b. When you print this, print add a and b, what will you get? This is the functional one. Like you are writing by functions. The total this kind of things, execution. Then def add of a and b and adding while you are giving not natural like before we are giving taking variables b is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, then add. But here we'll give def and adding the number and we are executing it and we will get the answer as output as 30. Here object oriented programming. The program is organized around the objects and classes. Object oriented programming. You can see the class. Class is a student, name as Raja. And you can see student 1 student. Here in object oriented mostly we will use classes and objects. Nothing more than that. And the difference you can observe. But output will be the same as you run before. I mean, simply you can execute, but with object-oriented programming, you get much easier output and faster. Yes. In the day one, like I learned what is the Python general process, I mean purposes of Python and high level language and that multiple programming paradigms and including functional and object oriented programming. I mean day two whatever day two of Python and where we learn about Python features, keywords, identifiers and variables and where in that we will learn basics like what features of Python. You listen this one first thing like easy to learn. Python has a simple and readable syntax. See, you can see here you can easily reading the print hello. That is a easy full reading language. Here in Java it will be large, I mean 2-3 lines of code, understand that one and you need to run. So here it was very easy. And the features are easy, less symbols, less syntax, less keywords, platform friendly, Windows, Linux and expandable, portable. There are object-oriented programming language, dynamically typed and rich in libraries or packages. So there are different things. First we'll come with uh, you can see okay, it portable. Portable Python code can be often moved between the supported platforms with little or no modification. Dynamic type. You don't have to explicitly declare the variables types. You can give for example x is equal to 10 and next print x. Then it will give you output of the code. Python knows x contains an integer. Later, if you given x is equal to Raja, then it will print. Now registration and rich in libraries. Python has many libraries and packages. You can see NumPy for numerical computing, Pandas for data analytics, Matplotlib in visualization, Scikit-learn, machine learning, TensorFlow, deep learning, PyTorch, deep learning. And the keywords mostly have listened with keywords. Keywords are reserved words in Python. If, else, for, while, class, def, import, return, true, false, and none. These are the keywords. You can't normally use the keywords in a variable as class is equal to 10, but you can't use like that. And these keywords are reserved in Python to perform a specific task and it was import keywords. It involved in import and module and submodule and packages and identifiers. Identifiers is a given name given to programming elements such as variables, functions, classes, and objects, where identifiers are the specific names given to programming entries, and it is having variables, functions, classes, and objects. But where by using this identifiers, it will be having proper identifications or identity to get the proper line of a code. And where you will see the variables. Variable is a name that refers to value or object, but they, variables are used to store values in a memory or a placeholder. It has, for example, you can see x is equal to 10, where x is a variable name and 10 is a assignment operator. When you will see like print x, you can get the output 10. Whereas variable identity, Python objects have an identity. You can inspect it using x is equal to 10 and id of x, then it will give like what type of variable it is. If it will be like, it will be having different types right in the variables, int, string, bool, float, not string, int, bool, float, like that it will give. And variable naming rules. We can give, there are different naming rules. Rule number one, cannot start with a number. A number can be a number can't be starting letter of a variable. One name it won't be, it could won't be, like it should not be. And it should be like name one is equal to Raja. And rule number two, it will be having special characters are not allowed, like hyphen at the date at the middle of the variable. So this is simple, like username is equal to, you can use underscore, but at the rate, hyphen, slash, that are not allowed to be used. And rule number three, keywords cannot be used. Like if, else, they should not be used in the starting of the variable. Rule number four, like Python is case sensitive. Uh, this is these are different. Like name is equal to Raja and name is equal to Mohan. See, you can see name. And while you are printing it, if you print, if you are giving small letter n and there in print you are giving capital letter n, it won't run. I mean it won't give output. And rule number five, spaces are not allowed. Like first name is equal to, you must give. I mean there is no character difference in between. You need to give underscore. And comments. Comments are used to explain code like hash and single line comment. This is the my first programming. Hello world. Like if you giving this one here in the code, it won't run this line. It only runs this one. I mean this print hello, and it will give the output. This is the while while using comments is, if you're having, if you wrote 200 lines of code and you are getting errors and you rectifying it and you writing that one, like here giving a comment and writing this is the problem here and you are getting this one, and this will be, if you change this way it will change entire code, you can write a comment. So if you are moving another company, the person who replaces you will understand the code easily by seeing the comments in the code. And Python ignores the comments during the execution. That's it. In day 5, what I was learned, like keywords, reserved word, and identifiers, names given to the programming elements, and variables refers to values and objects, and types, and what type, and ID. ID is checks the object identity. Like every print you have different ID and it will be unique ID. And comments. Comments are the, comments, Python ignores the comment during the execution. And day 6, like, it will be about mostly data types and typecasting. And I forgot to explain that there are some rules. Like I will explain after day 5 only. Like once and once. Okay, like there is a first rule, alphabets A to Z and small a to small z, a combination of alphabets as a variable name. Example, x is equal to 6, capital A, sub subset, suffix x is equal to 10. And never start, second rule, never start with a number and symbol, with symbol. Like directly did not give number as a variable. Like this is equal to 10, we can't give as a variable. And third one, special characters are not allowed as a variable name except underscore. Only underscore can be used between the two name or two variables. Two words. And fourth one, never use keyword as variables. If you type in the, you can get to 35 or 36 keywords. Before it was 35, now it was 36 keywords. And if you can't use that keywords, I mean, never use keywords in the like true different keywords are right. You can't use that keywords. And Python is case sensitive. This was the fifth one. And sixth one, space in variables name is not all. Like I given before also example like first space name is equal to something. It won't run. It will give error. Comments in Python we write hash single line command and multi-line command. Both are in this comments. And one more thing, we have two features of variables like identity of variable and type of a data in a variable. Like address, location, type that I mentioned, like type and ID. That are the variable types. And there are data types of data casting, typecasting. Okay, data types. What are the day 6 like? This was the day 3, I think. Data. What are the data types? A data type is tells us what kind of data value represents. Example, x is equal to 10 and x will be like integer. So it gives us int. Um, there are data types, right? Data type may be number. In number, like integer, float, complex, and these are the standard data types. There are five standard data types, 5 to 6. Number, string, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. And there are four more data types, I think. Trojan set, byte, byte array, boolean. These are derived data types. And important Python data types like integer, int, whole numbers. From all real numbers are the comes from in whole numbers. Float while having the decimal numbers like 0.5, 12.50, 12.2. These are the flow decimal numbers. It will be like float. And here mostly uh, before moving forward complex and everything, wait, I will complete this and I will come to the rules of the string. And you can see the complex. Complex number is having multiple of j. J is the priority character where x is equal to 5j and a plus b j. There will be different minus plus, but there should be a j in the second result. String text data. So before going to uh, list tuple and everything, I will give some points related to string. Number and string data type. Related to data types. Number and string data types are fundamental data types. List, tuple, dictionary, and sets are advanced data type. String, list, and tuple are sequential data type. Dictionary is mapping data type. And set is unordered data type. There will be difference in the data types also. Now we goes to list, a collection that is ordered and mutable, and tuple is ordered collection and immutable. This is the interview question. Most of the time they will ask list. What is the difference between list and tuple? One of the interview they ask the first question as this, like list is a collection of ordered and mutable. If you can keep like if list is mutable and tuple is immutable. Okay, you can see the difference. This is mutable. This is immutable. Okay. Next, dictionary stores the data as a key value base. Name Raja and age 22. And set is set collection of unique elements. Like it may be like 10, 20, 30 set of unordered collections, right? And it may be different, not in order. And frozen set is 10, 20, 30. It will be like immutable version. Bool represent true or false. The student is to like it, and bytes is it to represent immutable binary data. Data is equal to the hello, and byte array, mutable binary data, where data is equal to byte array. And most of the derived data types we won't use much. And now it goes to typecasting. Typecasting, uh, what is typecasting? Like changing data in data type to another. Like there are two typecasting, like automation typecasting and person typecasting. Where in automation typecasting, for example, like okay, this will be a string, this will be an integer. Common conversation into float string will list tuple set. And where now comes to automation typecasting, Python can automatically convert some numerical types where needed, like x is equal to 10 and 2.5, right? And then it will be giving the print where you are not giving add or anything. They will directly print result. You are going to printing result, but it will be automatically adding these two characters. 10 plus 2, 12. It is doing 10 plus 2, 12, 12 plus there is a point for it, and it is point for the integer participates in the calculation as a float, right? And same as like increase like forced same as a forced type question where int float complex it will give like if you print x is equal I mean print x y, then it will give 2.0 plus 12.5. And complex where you complex x, then it will be like 10 plus 0j, it will be. And operators in Python, operators are the symbols or keywords used to perform operators, and operators are used to perform operation variables, and our constants are symbols which is used to manipulate the operators. And there are different operators: arithmetic, comparison, assignment, logical, identity, membership, and bitwise operators. And they say like we are going with arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators usually as a meaningful mathematical calculation, and there are different uh, operators as usual used here, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder, power, and float division. These are the arithmetic operators that are used here. And where we first will go with addition. See, you can add by print if you take two variables and are adding print a plus b and print a minus b. A minus b is this will add, this will go to subtraction, this will go multiplication, and here it will be division, and here you will get remainder. Here it will goes to power. Like if you give 2 power 2, it will give output as 4, 2 square, right? And here float is done. Um, float is done. Important 10 by 3 gives approximately 3.33. Where in a float division it will give only the starting letter, it won't give float value, I mean decimal value. Second, comparison operators. The comparison operators like greater than, less than, equals than or equal, I mean greater than or equal, less than or equal, equal to, not equals to. For example, x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 10. Here x is less than y. Yes, true. Then it will be true or false. I mean, the operator turns on true or false. If you give here greater than symbol, then the output will be like false. Where we'll go to assignment operators, same like for everything, like greater than or equal to, it will give what? False. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to, it will give false for everything. It depends upon the variables and it will depend upon the operators. Mostly it will be comparison between the two numbers. Assignment operators. Assignment operator is used to assign the updated values, and they like in assignment operators modification, and we can assign the value block to some variables, mathematic operations like I is equal to 1 plus 1. I like I is not I is equal to I plus 1. It will be adding, like if you see 10, x is equal to 10, and if you are giving x is equal to plus equal to 5, then it will add this 2, and next print, if you give print x, it will give the 15 answer. And logical operators as a combine of uh, logical and logical or logical or logical, and there is a like truth table like 000 and 010 101 and 111. For and, if any one of the variable gets 0, it will give us 0. Both should be true, then it will be true. And at least one condition must be true in our operator. In our operator, at least one condition. Like if you write 00 like everything, there should be like, if one character was 1 or 2, then it will give as a true. And then it goes to logical not. Here, reverse the boolean result. X is equal to 2. Print not x, then it will give false. And identity operator. Identity operator is mostly is and is not. And while you are printing, if you use is like A is B, then it will be true. Here giving equal, like both are same. They check whether the two reference point is the same object or not. And if you are giving is not, then it will give false. Equal to compare the values, and is compare the object identity. And membership operators. Here in membership operators, in and not in, and while pi in Python is true, you can write in operator how it works. Here it's given variables like in print or in name. You are asking R was in the name or not. This variable, because there, then it will get true. If you print k in name, then it will be false. Same as printing the number true. And bitwise operator. In bitwise operator, there is only, it works with the binary representative of integers, and binary digits it's like 1 0, and or XOR, not, flip shift, right shift, and operator A and B. Like it goes to and operators, and it will give output based on the operators. See, you will get, if you give 5 and 3, and it is giving the output as 1. Now date, I mean day 5, I think so. Today mostly this is the last day, I think. So last day, yes. I mean this week last day. Mostly in this year, bitwise right shift and left shift and input and strengths of basics. We'll get to know today. Left shift moves from bit to left and right bit from the right, where you are given x is equal to 5 and a brings x is left shift 1. Left shift 1 c. We are shifting the values. Here this is the binary digits of 5 100, and we are printing left shift by 1. We will shift this to 1 place and then you are getting here 0. So what is the value of this? 10. P0 for positive numbers, where if you give value x, it will be like 2 times. For example, if you give 6 left shift 2, then it is 6 to the 12. 12 will be the answer. Same as if you shift 2, then it will give 4 times into 4 and 3, it gives 8. Right shift, it will give, see, for the 20 value, you are getting right shift of 1. Then 20, you are giving right shift. You are removing last digit, I mean, you are removing the last digit. Then its value will be 10. See, the easy rule for the right shift, like you are dividing by 248, where in the left shift you are multiplying by with 248. For negative numbers, Python right shift behavior follows the time integer rule, so do not use simple division shortcut line. Check, and it was simple, but you can check properly. Now we will go to the input function. Input function is used to take information from the user, like x is equal to input of, enter the name, enter the, and while you are running, you want to give the input in the output section, like this. Name is equal to input of, enter your name and print name. Then after running here, we'll get enter the name. Then you need to write Raja. Then you name is equal to Raja. You can get type. Now this goes to taking the integer output, like enter your age number. It gives input of get text and int of convert text to integer. Input of, and see the difference. Here we will directly take the input question and we need a string. Here for the values we are giving string. String is a sequence of characters and string may be called as collection of characters. String will be written in the quotation codes. And we'll go the string. The string is a collection of characters. String is a collection of sequence characters. And string indexing. Where indexing means accessing individual characters. It may be like indexing mode, both like positive indexing and negative indexing. Positive means from 0 to it will start, negative means from -1 it will start. So like you are giving like 0 to 1 and you are printing print name of about 0 means it will run R, and print name of 5 it will you a negative indexing like from reverse -4 3 -2 -1, and it will give print it is a negative indexing. Whereas If you go for slicing, there are two slicing, positive slicing, negative slicing, same as index. Same it has, and here the slicing, it will cut characters, multiple characters, and it will give the output. Start, stop, step. It is like four characters. Step means jump or step. If you give 4, 5, it will be like jumping the characters and giving the output. Slicing with the step. Like it will, if you give 2 means 0, 1, 2. For every second character, it will take 2. A, A, O, A. It will take. And reverse system. Reverse system. Easiest way to reverse system. Like from you, if you give name is equal to Raja and print dot then colon -1, then it will be reverse the total string. And these are the things we learned and did like left shift, right shift, and takes of user string and convert to string, slicing, positive slicing, indexing, everything. And these are the things from the D1 like what's the Python language, high level language, interpreter, Python programming styles, and Python features, keywords, identifiers, variables, and comments. Comments are used with hash. And basic types of Python and typecasting operators. Day 7, what we have learned like arithmetic operators, comparison operator, assignment, logical, identity, membership, and bitwise. For arithmetic, all the mathematical symbols, mathematical operators, comparing two numbers, assignment operators, assigning the values, logical thinking, and identity, like identifying or equal, and bitwise shifts, inputs, strings, indexing, slicing, reverse. These are the things we have learned this week. We'll make this as week 1 of Python. You can run this code in the Jupyter, VS Code, and anywhere. And thank you for listening. Have a super weekend. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you.